Welcome to our webinar today on getting the most from the couple checkup. My name is Luke Nelson and I will be working with you today and walking through the different components of the use of the couple checkup. I am the Western Region Director for Prepare-Enrich, and if you are on today the live chat version of this webinar, you'll notice off to the right-hand side of your screen there's an opportunity for you to write in your questions and hit send, and they will be answered in real time. If you're listening to a recorded version of this webinar, you may still get your questions answered by emailing me at lnelson@prepare-enrich.com. That will be repeated again later on in the presentation. Well, hey, what we're going to cover today in about this 25-minute webinar, first of all, what is the couple checkup? How can I benefit from using the couple checkup? Multiple ideas on how and why to use the checkup, and we're going to do that in the framework of 4 keys to success. Let's ask, first of all, some relevant questions. Are you satisfied with the scope of your organization's work with couples? Most of the time people answer no. And if that's the case, you're really going to enjoy having a new tool in your tool belt as we introduce some of the great ways to use the couple checkup. The second one is kind of a tongue-in-cheek question. Would you have a physical only once in your lifetime? Well, I was introduced to Prepare-Enrich back in 1985. And it was with the specific idea of using this for premarital counseling. As a pastor, I used it with 100% of the premarital couples that I worked with. And then it expanded for me using it with about 95% of the couples that came in for relationship help. Well, the idea here is, if you use it for premarital, do you only do that once? What about 5 months into the relationship? What about at the 1-year anniversary mark? Wouldn't it be good for a couple to come back and find out how they're doing in their relationship? The couple checkup is one way to do that. So why should I use the couple checkup when Prepare-Enrich works so well? Well, the bottom line answer there is it's an additional tool. It works a little bit differently, as we'll be covering in a few moments, and I think you're going to see the reason for use of this particular tool, partially because of its flexibility and also the use with a wider range of presenters. It's a lighter, less technical version than Prepare-Enrich. It's flexible for multiple uses. It has a discussion guide that is included for couple interaction with the assessment. A group report is available to understand group dynamics, which is very unique to the couple checkup, and it's written in a style of a self-help tool. One of the major differences between the two inventories is that the results come directly to the couple. For those of you who are facilitators in Prepare-Enrich, you understand that as you go on and manage the couples, you put in the information, the couples take the inventory, you're notified of that, and then you download and present that information to the couple using feedback sessions. The couple checkup is different, that the couple goes directly online, signs in, takes the couple checkup assessment, and the results then are sent directly back to them, as well as access to the discussion guide. Well, so it's still based on the core relationship scales found in Prepare-Enrich, but new scales have been added, such as military service. It includes a comprehensive discussion guide full of helpful discussion starters and exercises. Well, here's some samples of the language. It's written directly to the couple. Agreement items. You both feel positive about making financial decisions together, and spending priorities. So you see it's written to the couple with that kind of opportunity then for them to interact with the material. The same way from the discussion guide. If you want to keep your relationship alive and growing, our best advice is to date your mate. Dating will help you maintain a friendship, and so on. So you see the language is written directly to the couple that gives them the feel that they're interacting with the materials. The couple checkup is for all different couple types. Dating couples, whether they're seriously dating or they're one of the over 6 million cohabiting couples that need to decide whether or not to marry, or they may be engaged. And it's a sad fact that only 40% of engaged couples across this nation receive any kind of premarital preparation. The couple checkup is a great way to begin to bridge that gap. And then married couples, many times they'll wait too long to find help when issues are critical. Because this is a self-help and the results come directly back to the couple, many times a couple that's struggling will be willing to take this kind of an inventory when they can kind of do it in private. Once they realize the extent of their challenges, they may be more willing to seek the help that they need. Well, let's look at this in the framework of 4 keys to success. The first one is discover. Success key number 1, get couples to take the couple checkup. Well, that sounds kind of straightforward, but nobody really wakes up on a Saturday morning and says, hey, let's go online and try to find this assessment to take. Usually they're going to go to take the couple checkup because someone asked them to. While taking an online relationship inventory generates the report, and it will pique their curiosity. Then as they explore their results, they'll discover both their strengths and issues. It's really great because Prepare-Enrich adds the strengths in as well, so that they can build on things that are already solid in their relationship. They will see where they agree and disagree and gain insight into one another's perceptions of their relationship. The bottom line of it is that a couple needs to know where they're starting from so that they can chart a course to where they want to go. It becomes tailor-made then to each couple. It's taken online, which takes advantage of the power of computers and the internet. It first asks a variety of background questions and then selects the most relevant scales for each couple from over 60 scales, including military. Earlier I had mentioned the military scale, and so if someone says, yes, I'm in the military, it will then drop down to another level that will ask them, are they pre-deployed, are they deployed, are they returning, or are they posted on a base with their family? Each one of those scales then has numerous discussion items that will help them discuss their unique situation. The result then is a tailored assessment unique for each couple. Each person takes it separately from any internet location. One young couple that the gentleman was deployed in Afghanistan, he was able to go online together with his spouse. They took it obviously at almost a world away, and were actually able to begin working on their relationship prior to him coming home. Some of the great flexibility that is available with this particular tool. Well, so the couple check report, comes directly to them. They get the results in seconds. They get a 17 to 25 page report depending upon the background questions that are included, and it highlights strengths. Remember how important that is. Flexible PDF file to preview and print, and it can be forwarded to a facilitator. It's not going to happen automatically, but the couple can forward the results to a facilitator if you're going to be working with them, maybe as a marriage mentor, and walking them through the discussion guide, holding them accountable to do the exercises. This is a picture of the summary of strength and growth areas page. You'll note that it's real similar in its style and makeup. Core areas listed at the top of the page. And then it also lists the couple type and gives them a framework for understanding the couple type as it relates to their relationship. The discussion guide has suggestions, couple exercises, discussion questions, and there is a church-based discussion guide with scriptures. So after communication, for instance, there's a list of scriptures on communication where the couple can literally do a Bible study on that aspect of their relationship. Success key number 2, sharing. Set up accountability to the process. Well, it's one thing to take the assessment, but what about getting someone through the process of going through the discussion guide? That's where accountability comes in. We encourage couples to engage in the discussion guide in a let's discover new dynamics in our relationship rather than a let's fix something idea. The bottom line is that research shows that if a couple will complete the materials, their relationships will improve. So very simply, not even having any more sometimes than a phone call, just to say, hey, how was that last exercise? Did you learn anything? Even that kind of small accountability will help couples interact with the material, and it can make a huge difference in their relationship. Now, one of the unique things that I mentioned earlier is that you can receive a group report. You don't get the individual results back, but something unique to the couple checkup is that you can get a picture of what the relational strength and growth areas are of the group. This is a sample of one of the graphs that is included in an over 21-page report. This shows that for this group, 60% of the couples are struggling in the areas of communication and conflict resolution. That they're pretty strong, about average, 44%. In the financial management area, they're in the sexual relationship area, there's some need for improvement, and their spiritual beliefs are fairly high. The great thing about this is that it breaks it down even farther so that you can see the top 5 couple strengths, the top 5 couple issues, and then it breaks it down male and female strengths and issues, and so on. So you can get the idea that you can actually get a snapshot of the relational health of the couples that you're working with. I did a marriage retreat for a church and was able to speak at that retreat directly to the group's major needs. I was able to sit down with the pastor ahead of time, and we designed the weekend to highlight the areas that were the most issues that the couples were facing in the relationship. So here we go with some ideas. What have some other people done in this area? Whenever you create a new program, you want to create a positive buzz. You want to get more people to participate and have those parking lot conversations that say, hey, did you take that relationship thing, that couple checkup? You want to hear people talking about that and put it in a positive framework. Also, consider becoming a relationship champion. Now, this breaks it down to the most individual level. You can introduce couples you know that might be struggling to the checkup, and then offer to support them through the process. A sample of that might be that you're at the soccer game with your children and you notice that Jim and Sally, who you've been kind of talking to on the sidelines there over the weeks, that Jim has not been attending it, that only Sally's been there. And so you just innocently ask Sally, hey, where's Jim? What's up with him? She gets kind of a funny look on her face and says, well, things aren't going real good right now. He's not living in the home. Well, you might have any kind of response, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. But what if you could take it a little bit farther and be a relationship champion and say, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. We've struggled with our relationship at times, and we discovered this thing called the couple checkup. And we took it, and it began to help us see some key areas that we could build on that were already strengths in our relationship, and also identify some of the areas that we could work on. There were even exercises in a discussion guide to help us in the privacy of our own home work through these things. Hey, we'd be glad to get together with you and Jim over coffee and talk about this. It can be that simple as just to offer and point the way to a help that someone might be able to access. In a larger setting, when you promote it as marriage enrichment and present it as couples making a good marriage better, making available a marriage enrichment tool, saying things like we can all benefit from learning new skills, discover the next step to a stronger relationship, and so on. You get the idea. Putting it in the most positive framework for people to feel as though there's not a barrier for them participating. Then share from the pulpit. The pastor and spouse are taking the profile, encourage participation. Share a learned insight from your own profile. That's powerful when you kind of let people in to see what's going on in your own life. You can preach a sermon series over multiple weeks using the themes of the discussion guide as your topics. And then have people do the exercises along with you and your spouse each week. Launch small groups or Saturday or midweek classes that use the discussion guide as an outline for 6 to 8 sessions. There's also a group guide that is available free of charge on the Couple Checkup website that you can use as a framework for building these groups. Offer a weekend retreat, like I just talked about, where you can go deeper into the subjects that are presented. Success key number 3, celebrate. Have couples share testimonials in your service of how their relationships grew or changed for the better. If you use video in your services, a couple clips of couples sharing what they learned by taking the couple checkup can be very helpful in promotion. You may want to consider having a special marriage celebration, a dinner, a potluck, a sweetheart banquet. Call it a date night. And then offer a short, fun program. And of course, childcare. That's always a key for those kind of events. Discovering issues is also considered success. You need not worry as couples kind of start having some things stirred up. The outcomes in some cases might be that conflict in relationship is stirred up. Have trained Prepare-Enrich coaches and mentors ready to meet with couples one-on-one for more serious problems. Circulate even an approved referral list for counselors and therapists for your leaders to use if necessary. You don't really need to worry about this, as you know, couples often are relieved and even motivated to find out where they need help and are ready to do the work. The couple checkup can often identify couples who will benefit from one-on-one time with a trained professional. Well, the benefits to couples as we move toward the end: the couple enjoys getting back results. It primes the couple for positive change. It personalizes the content and scales, highlights the strengths as well as the issues in the relationships. And there's a guided interaction to keep couples engaged in the process. It's easy to use for coaching and mentoring when we're talking about benefits to an organization. It primes couples for your group program. It personalizes your program for the couples. There's a group report that gives insights and helps you focus the outcomes. And sharing results helps couples feel others have similar issues. So key success number 4 is obviously implement. Visit couplecheckup.com and use these tools. This is not the kind of thing that's going to do any good sitting on a shelf collecting dust. Begin to use these tools. Step number 1, purchase the Couple Checkup book as a resource. It includes a free code for one person, and then you can add another code at the end, and you end up having the book for less than it would cost for you to go on and take the assessment by itself. It is right now discounted online to $15.95. So you're going to want to take a look at that resource. And so now that we have explored the uses of the Couple Checkup, my years of ministerial background has given me a wonderful opportunity to use these tools. And I am excited to say that in this material there are free resources online. So click on the Group Leaders tab and explore there. Set up a group. It's free of charge, and this opens up all of the group resources to you. Download the Group Leaders Help Guide. And there's also a small group study guide that is church-based that is available on the website. All of that is available to support you in your use of the Couple Checkup. And then step number 3, well, how are some ways you can get this moving and implement it? Make a list of 3 couples who would make great coaches. Each take the couple checkup. Then have an informal meeting with them to discuss the possibilities. Once people have taken the couple checkup, see its value, they'll get excited about passing that on to others. Then plan a marriage enrichment cycle for your group or for your church. Get it on the calendar. Using the times of Valentine's and springtime are just great ways to say, hey, this is a way that we can utilize these tools. Then you can consider using the couple checkup for a weekend retreat, which is always a great way to start as you are operating in this area. You know, at a couple of churches that I've consulted with, I've encouraged them to have a marriage enrichment cycle 2 times a year, once in the spring and once in the fall. And the results from that kind of emphasis, it first of all normalizes the fact that there is marriage enrichment going on, that it's not just a class for people with problems. And it's something that you can add some excitement to if it's a regular part of the life of your organization. So as we come in to the end, you'll be able to find a recording of this webinar at couplecheckup.com. Again, my email address is lnelson@prepare-enrich.com. And you can also always call customer service at 1-800-331-1661. They will be able to answer all of your questions about Prepare-Enrich, as well as additional ways that you might be able to use the couple checkup. Thank you for your time, and enjoy using this with couples.